So Courtney, I know I said I wasn't going to try and sell you my startup, but I thought at least you might be interested in seeing what we're doing. So it hasn't launched yet. It launches in a couple of weeks. It's called Adio, like radio, but Adio. And really we're trying to reinvent the playlist in a similar way to Pinterest kind of reinvented bookmarks. So we feel that playlists look like they've been designed in North Korea. It's annoying that they're tied to one platform. So on Spotify, you can only play Spotify stuff, YouTube, etc., etc. When in fact, there's a lot of good stuff on all those platforms, and we've developed a way to bring them all together into one player. We've recognised that the world is increasingly mobile, increasingly social. So the player itself, all HTML, but it works great on mobile, responsive, and also it's designed to be as social and shareable as possible. So this is an example of it. So it's a platform approach. So anyone can actually sign up for an account and build their own. And this is an example that a band called Body Parts in England, or in Scotland actually, has built. And they have been on the BBC, has a programme called Introducing. And this is one of their collections, which is our name for a playlist. So lovely cover on the front. When you go in, there's no list. You've got a grid of all the clips that are in it. The top one is audio. So you can play that, and while you're listening, you can either you can browse through the other clips in the collection, or you can read the information here. But also, you'll see we've actually allowed videos to be in there as well. So we don't really understand why audio and video are treated so differently. Quite often video is listened to anyway. So on Adio at the moment, or when we launch, you can import SoundCloud clips, YouTube, and any kind of MP3 as well. And put them all, same navigation, same UX really, and then again packaged up into quite a beautiful package. So we're trying to go back to some of that creativity that we kind of lost in digital in terms of album covers and all that stuff that defined a band. We're trying to bring back not only to the band but to their fans as well. So rather than going about it, what I'm going to do is very quickly make you the collection. So what I've got here is your top 5 podcasts. Now we've got a plugin for Chrome, so what I can do is actually go to these ones. The plugin's up here, if you can see it. And I can just hit that. And what that does is that grabs all the meta information, like the title, the description, the image. And also it will, and I'll create a new collection here, and I'll call it, I'm going to call it that. I'm going to call it top 5 episodes, because you'll have all the brand on the cover. So I can save that as a draft for the minute. So now I can go through and I've got the first one, get the second one. In a normal use, obviously, you could just be browsing around YouTube or SoundCloud and bring these in as and when you want. So that's 2. Forgive my cold. So now I've got the SoundCloud clips, and what I thought I'd show you is grabbing a YouTube clip as well. So you mentioned Kane West in one of the podcasts. So exactly the same way as SoundCloud, you just grab the clip, decide which collection to add it to, and add it in. So now we've got all our clips, and if we now go to the account that's gone into at Adio, which is here, and refresh the page, we'll see here's our collection, our playlist, and we can go in the order that we can go in. We've got all the episodes here, nice clips. We can maybe move the YouTube to the first or move the rest around. I could add a whole description for the collection, and what I'm going to do actually is replace that cover image because I happen to have made a much more colourful one for you earlier. So once I'm happy with that, I can just save that. So this is still a draft. Although you can share drafts, there is a secret code. So now we can go in and look at the actual collection itself. You'll see here are the social icons and the embed code, so it's embeddable in websites. It's not published at the minute, which is why they're greyed out. So here's the collection, beautiful looking. This is exactly what gets shared on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else in embeds. Beautiful cover when you go into that. You've got the clips, now a listing site. I can go into those and begin playing them immediately. I can view the information.
This video is not for you.
Or I can scroll through exactly all of there. I think the possibilities for bands in terms of creating that kind of EP type experience out of very little is very interesting. Although our focus really hasn't been so much on music, it's been on capturing people's passions wherever they are. It could be music, could be astronomy, could be local history, education. We don't really mind. What we see ourselves as a publishing platform that can help aid discovery of media. Very much like Pinterest. Very much like Pinterest. They took a bookmarking system and they made a massive service out of it. And we're hoping to do the same for the discoverability of audio and video for very particular interest groups, and also then enable anyone who wants to publish their own. So I hope you find it interesting. If you don't, it doesn't really matter because it was so quick to do. Anyway, there you go.